Hello and welcome to this match reaction to Manchester City 3, Liverpool nil. Liverpool, of course, did lose yesterday. I thought this morning we'd take a look through the Reddit once again. People seemed to enjoy the video last week when we won against Madrid. Let's see if people enjoyed as much after a loss. But I thought we'd go through the Liverpool FC subreddit, look at some of the reactions, look at some of the images from the game, look at some of the key talking points, and generally just try pick the bones out of this while trying to get a laugh out of it as well. Maybe there might be a meme or two along the way. So please do let me know if you like this series. We can continue to do for more games if people do enjoy it. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's jump straight into it. I suppose we'll start with the image that you can see on your screen there. So Virgil van Dijk clapping Chris Kavanagh, of course, after his goal was ruled out in what was just there's no words. Like 13 seconds to raise the flag from the linesman. Like obviously Michael Oliver on VAR must have been in his ear telling him to do that, because like, it was just outrageous. Like, was Andy Robertson in an offside position? Yes, of course he was. Like, we're not going to debate that, but he's not in the keeper's way. Like, you can clearly see in the video that Donnarumma, like, is keeping his eyes on the ball, and he's just not in the way whatsoever. Like, if anything, Andy Robertson basically ducks down to get out of the way, and the official wording was something like he made an action in the goalkeeper's view, but, like, his action was making sure he wasn't in the way of the keeper or the ball. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever, and I fully agree with Van Dijk here. The sarcastic clap to Chris Kavanagh, because that was just a shocking decision, and it was just, yeah, I don't want to go as far as corruption, but my God, it's hard not to say these words, isn't it? Because it was just, again, just ridiculous. So look, you can see it here clearly. Like, Robertson is here. Like, fair enough, he's in the way of the goal, but like the keeper has a direct line of sight there. Andy Robertson, like I said, then kind of ducks down to get out of the way. Like, and Donnarumma doesn't once look up at Andy Robertson. Like, look back at the video. It's incredible. Like, they'll just find any way to undermine us. And Michael Oliver, Manchester City, like, there is something there, because this happens far too often. Not even just against us, but against other teams as well. So, look, you're free to make up your own mind on it, but I think it's absolutely baffling, and it's one of the worst decisions I've seen in a long time. Which is saying a lot, because we do see a lot of terrible decisions being made in the Premier League every single week. But yeah, this is certainly up there, because that's just, it's just, there's no words. There's no words for it, lads. Obviously, I can't show you the video on here because we will get the channel closed down for copyright. But like, here's the still image from the goal. Like, you see the ball's coming in. Donnarumma has his eyes on the ball. He can reach that. Like, it's more than savable. Andy Robertson's out of the way. He's not affecting play. So once again, just ridiculous, and that proves it right there. Just wanted to highlight this next. So this was one of the few positives we can take from yesterday. The fact that Mamardashvili did save a penalty from Erling Haaland, which, again, the penalty decision as well. Like, I don't want to spend this whole video moaning about the referees, but my God, like, yes, there was a tiniest little bit of contact, but like, the VAR looking at it and just slowing it down, making it look worse than it was. Like, his knee was basically along the ground, and Doku basically ran into him. Like, there is contact, but it's so soft, and again, it's been just manipulated to make it look worse as well. But focus on the positives. Mamardashvili did save it, and I'm sure that will do his confidence absolutely the world of good. Alisson does seem to be back for the Forest game, so this will probably be Mamardashvili's last game in goal for Liverpool for a while. But just good to see that one. Good to see, like, he's been decent, to be fair, in the few games he has played. So that will do his confidence the world of good. And yeah, but I can't wait for Alisson to come back as well, to be fair, because we do love Alisson, and the more we can just have our best players on the pitch, obviously, the better. But yeah, fair play to Mamardashvili on that one. Not many keepers can say they've saved a penalty from Erling Haaland, so shout out to Mamardashvili on that one. This next one made me laugh, so I miss watching second half with Endo, and it kind of sums up where we are, really. Like, we're just fantasizing about bringing on Endo for the last few minutes of a game when the game was being shut out, and it just doesn't seem to happen at all this season that we can actually bring Endo on and see out a result, because we're just never in a position to see out the result. So yeah, we haven't seen Endo in a while, to be fair, but yeah, that one did just make me laugh a little bit. Now, if ever there's been a damning stat around the football club, I think it's this one. So, this was posted by the Tactical Times, and it did, of course, come true. This was posted during the game, but it said, when Liverpool lose tonight, they will have lost 40% of their games since exiting last season's Champions League. So, since we lost to PSG on penalties, we've lost 40% of our games. It's an incredible stat, like, in a bad way. Like, that is unbelievable. 40% of games since what, like March time, was it? Yeah, I've just double checked. 11th of March that game was. So, like, the entirety of basically March, April, and May, and the entirety of this season, we've lost 40% of our games. That is completely unacceptable. Fair enough, some of them losses did come after we had the league wrapped up and we kind of took our foot off the gas, but Even that run after we won the league, like, yes, you can take your foot off the gas slightly, but we just completely capitulated and we just haven't got back up to winning ways since then. So, people saying we've been shite for a few months, we've been shit since March, in all honesty. So, again, 40%, like, that's just, I genuinely couldn't believe that was true when I seen that first, because 40%, that is a serious amount of games to lose. And then there's a decent amount of draws on top of that as well. So, it's not just 40% and then we won 60%. That is absolutely damning. Like I said, like, that is not a good stat, and like, I don't know what Liverpool have to do, but that can't continue because 40% is just ridiculous. I said I wasn't going to spend the whole video moaning, but here I go again. I'm about to moan again. So, as we can clearly see here, Atletico Madrid's goal against us in the Champions League that was allowed to stand. So, this man here was not in the way, apparently, even though he's literally directly in the line of sight, blocking the keeper's vision. The ball goes in, and that's given. That's okay. But apparently, Andy Robertson ducking to get out of the way when he wasn't already in the way anyway is a fucking offside. Like, it's just, it's absolutely baffling. Literally the only thing, well, I anyway, maybe you're different, but the only thing I ever want from officials is just consistency. Like, if something is a foul in one game, it should be in another. If it's not a foul in one game, it shouldn't be a foul in the other. It's just, if it's all over the shop, then the integrity of the game is gone. There's no law and order. There's no rules to actually stick to. So it's not subjective. Like, these decisions should be black and white, and the fact that we see it every week, like, going one way or the other, is just, it's so infuriating. Because, like I said, consistency is just key to the integrity and the rules of the game. So he's directly in Allison's line of sight there, and he's pretty much in the way of the ball coming through. So if someone could explain this to me, then please do, because I can't see why that one was allowed and ours wasn't. So yeah, just, if there's any reason outside of Michael Oliver being a prat, other than that, I don't know. Manchester City's second goal then, so obviously it was a deflection, and look, there's only so much you can do about a deflection, but like, look at the amount of space there. Like, I know it came from a short corner, but like, surely you send a few lads out to close off these options. Again, just poor defending from us. We looked second best in absolutely every area on the pitch yesterday. Just didn't win our ground duels, didn't run enough, didn't, well, some players did run enough, but most of them didn't. It just looked lazy, lethargic, and yeah, there's no fight there. Like, we seen that against Madrid. Like, the intensity was there, everything was there in that game, and it just completely disappeared again in this game with the same starting 11. And I'm not taking it that they're too tired, because that game was Tuesday. Like, I had 5 days in between to rest up and get ready for this game, and we just looked at shambles. And I don't know what the solution is, because you can go in on certain players. Like, Kanate, I thought was terrible yesterday, but in general, it's just the team isn't playing well. Like, it's not like individual performances for the most part. So feel free to leave some comments below on what you think is actually going wrong. But I think it's just seems to be everything. Like, there's no consistency. Like, I'm sure we'll go out now and batter Forest when we come back after the international break, but it's just, there's no consistency, and it's frustrating to watch. Another damning stat, because we love a damning stat here apparently. So after 11 league games, the reigning Premier League champions have a goal difference of +1. We've conceded 17 goals, on pace for 58 goals conceded in a season. That is absolutely shocking. Like, we're on the same goal difference as Man United. Like, they're ahead of us on goals scored, I think. It's just, I keep using the word ridiculous, and I feel like I'm saying it too much, but all of this is just ridiculous. Like, there's, like, how can you expect to get anywhere in the league conceding 17 goals after 11 games? Title winning teams are built on solid defences, and we just don't have any defence at the minute. It's just, 58 goals is what we're on track to do. Like, I'm sure we will get better, but that is shocking. That is, like, beyond terrible. My God. Some comments on that post then. So this one, I think, speaking purely of the defence, this is a combination of Kerkez being brought into the team a bit too quickly, and Kanate's form taking a horrible nosedive, amongst many other things. We looked good during the Community Shield, and then after that, wish someone had the answers. And someone said, we looked superb against Madrid, so I'm baffled at his performance today. There are too many issues for Slot to sort out, which isn't a good sign. How does he deal with the issue of Kanate, Kerkez, Mo, Wirtz, and Isak? Can add Maka too in there. Those players have been far from their best, and for many of those players, the big question is if the team structure is working for them. But what even is the answer? I don't think anyone knows. Everyone was happy with starting 11, and we were just as bad as before. I think this part here is the key. Nobody knows what the solution is. Like, we're just fantastic against Madrid. Like, genuinely one of our best performances in a very, very long time. And then we go out with the same 11 and put in that performance. It just, I don't know. There is no answer. Like, I don't think us as mere mortals know what the answer is. But let's just hope Arne Slot can figure it out, because it's just, it's all over the place. And like this comment here says, like, how do you sort the players like Kanate, Kerkez, Mo isn't as best. Wirtz is still kind of getting up to speed. Isak's been injured and hasn't been great when he has played because, well, we can't get the ball to him. Like, there is no plan. Like, we brought in these players, but we don't seem to have an actual plan to get them into the team and have a cohesive structure where they actually fit in and work. So it is just all over the shop. I think that's all I can say about it. But yeah, just I think it comes back to this. Like, no one knows what the answer is because it's so baffling. It's not one thing. It's just everything. It doesn't help seeing this either, does it? Like, I'm just seeing that goal by Luis Diaz now. I actually hadn't seen it yet. What a finish! Like, oh god, it's I didn't need to see this today. I scrolled down too far. Just so depressing. Like, people would say we shouldn't let him go, and I would have kept him personally, but he did want to leave ultimately. So there's nothing we can do about that. But my god, could we have done with a bit of flair like that last night, or just in general this season? Because it's not fun to watch anymore, is it? Like, some games we win obviously, but my god, we're a tough watch a lot of times. And from the second we went behind, we just didn't look like coming back at all. Like, I had no faith whatsoever that we were going to turn that game around once we went behind. Look, momentum could be a thing if we had got back to 1-1 with that header. If it hadn't been disallowed, maybe we push on. But yeah, just sad times, man, isn't it? Sad times. We'll finish up with just a quick look at the table. So Arsenal are on top, of course, with 26 points. Man City now only 4 points behind on 22. And then little old Liverpool down in 8 with 18 points behind Manchester United. Imagine telling us in the summer, after spending £450 million, bringing in Florian Wirtz, Alexander Isak and a host of others, after 11 games we would be behind Sunderland by a point. Like, my god. Like, credit to Sunderland, obviously, they've been fantastic, but like, that is just, again, another damning stat from this video. Like, Liverpool down in 8th there, and look, I'm sure we will turn it around. I still back us to finish probably 3rd, if not 4th. I think Arsenal and Man City are the title race now. I don't see Chelsea keeping up with them. I certainly don't see the likes of Sunderland, Spurs, Aston Villa, or even us at this point keeping up, but I don't know. I don't know who I want to win, in all honesty. Like, I think there's an argument to be made. Obviously, Arsenal are like the better club in terms of like they actually do things the right way and stuff. But I really just don't like Arteta, and I feel like if Man City win it, they'll probably get stripped off them again anyway. So look, I don't know who I want to win it. Let me know who you would rather win it. If it's not going to be us, obviously, would you rather Arsenal or Man City win the league? I think Man City have a decent chance of catching them now. I think like 4 points behind. I think I've said it a few times about us. Like, I think if we were 4 or 5 points behind Arsenal heading into the second half of the season, I would be confident just in terms of Arsenal may stumble a bit. Arsenal will, of course, be inexperienced in a title race. Like, they're not going to be used to seeing titles out. So I think if Man City can stay within like 4 or 5 points of them come February or March, I think Man City could clinch it again. So anyway, do let me know who would you rather win it. I personally think, footballing wise, Arsenal, but then do you really want Arsenal to win the league? Like, their fans are unbearable. So look, just cancel the season, in all honesty. I can't bear to watch either of those teams lift the Premier League. We are recording the podcast today, so keep an eye out for that one. And Craig will be live, of course, at 8:45 this evening, as always. So keep an eye out for that one. Hit the subscribe button before you head out. Hit the like button. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.